All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And right now, I have such a treat for you all. She is the first ever, and it's amazing to say that if you think about the long history, but the first ever female competitor in the, well, it was the men's Super 8. I guess at this point, it's just the Super 8 tournament. We have, or Pooper 8 tournament, depending on how you want to put it. We have Erica Leigh joining us on the program. How you doing tonight, Erica?
I'm so good, Brady. I thought you were going to say first ever Pooper 8 winner because I was the inaugural Pooper 8 winner. I'm looking to make it 2 in a row. But yes, also the first woman in 26 years to be booked into the men's tournament. So extremely exciting.
How does the Pooper 8 compare to the Super 8? I'm just curious.
Well, for one, we have these amazing T-shirts. They look maybe a little similar to some previous years stuff, but you can actually pick one up March 26th at the Pooper 8. But other than that, you know, there's maybe fewer participants.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay. No, I like it. I like it. I know for sure you're going to bring the energy on March 26th because you always seem to. For people who aren't maybe so familiar with you, even though your name's really been getting out there a lot lately, what can people expect from Erica Leigh?
It's that old saying, expect the unexpected, right? We've got 8 competitors, and lucky for me, the internet exists, and I've been using it to research my 7 possible opponents. So really the question of what you can expect from me is as out there as it is for me to expect from them. But I will say, bit of a wild card, bit of an unhinged figure. I think you can, if you're looking to do your work, your research on me, if you're looking to study tape of me, if you want just to boil down, the sole of my shoe, pop, right in your face, pow, right in the kisser. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
I would say that's the number one thing to look out for. And then just an unhinged energy. Lots of yelling and just some poop jokes, some piss and shit stuff, you know?
Okay, nice. Well, I'm glad I'm not a wrestler just by what you're describing. You talked about the other 7 competitors. Is there anybody in particular that you're really hoping to mix it up with next Saturday or this Saturday?
I mean, I've been unlucky enough to have already worked with and wrestled Darius Carter. So let's just remove him from the equation, right? I don't need to revisit that. That's one person not interested. But Travis Huckabee, Eel O'Neill, Ricky Morton, it's not every day that a female wrestler gets to wrestle a legend, right? Like, we just don't have that same level of opportunity. There's not as many people working the independents with that kind of reputation and legacy that we get the opportunity to work with. So I'm, fingers crossed, really hoping to step into the ring with him. But yeah, the whole field minus Darius Carter is really are all people that I'm interested in squaring up with.
You mentioned opportunity and not necessarily getting the chance to wrestle certain legends and things like that, being a female. Does intergender wrestling, and I know you've done a good bit of it, does that give you a little bit of an edge heading into this?
Yeah, I think so. I you know, an opponent is an opponent, but gender aside, the more variety in people you wrestle and train with, the better prepared you are to take on your next opponent, whoever they may be, right? So the fact that I've already wrestled quite a number of men, I don't know that better prepares me to wrestle other men, but certainly just having that breadth of experience prepares me for any future opportunity.
Have you given thought, I mean, obviously Super 8 is a long and kind of illustrious tournament. You've competed in the women's version of it. Have you given thought to how historic this is, that you're the first person that's going to introduce intergender wrestling to a Super 8 tournament?
I've definitely given some thought. Was completely shocked when I was announced as an entrant. Whenever I speak with people who aren't necessarily wrestling fans, just people in my life that don't follow the sport, they ask me if there's anything, if I've got anything interesting coming up. And immediately, ever since I was announced, immediately I'm like, well, okay, so for the first time in 26 years, actually this tournament has booked a woman, and it's me. So right. I've definitely given a lot of thought to how historic and just exciting it is. It's truly mind-blowing. I didn't believe it at first. I was like, no, really? But after it sunk in, I was just all excitement, all hype. And I couldn't be happier about it. It really is like one of the coolest things I've yet to do, but it's in the calendar, right? So definitely, sure. Definitely among one of my favorite bookings so far.
Well, I was thinking about it, and an old rival of yours, actually, Killian McMurphy, Pro Wrestling Magic. Of course, you guys have had your battles. He won the Super 8 tournament last year. Is there a little bit for you that wants to kind of send that message that you're every bit as good as him, better even?
Brady, excellent question that you posed there. And yeah, we definitely fought at Pro Wrestling Magic. We fought at Leapfrog. We fought at 1CW. We've had a very storied feud, and it would be a feather in the cap for sure to be able to raise my own trophy up and look at him and say, you may have yours, but I got mine. So the feud lives on. Absolutely.
Do you think competing in the women's Super 8 halfway through last year, does that give you any sort of an edge versus like all these other people that haven't actually been in the tournament in the past?
Absolutely. I think so. I mean, if for no other reason than I have a massive chip on my shoulder. I won the Pooper 8, of course, but in the women's Super 8, I was knocked out first round by Tina San Antonio. So to say I have something to prove and I'm hungry for, a few wins, not just getting knocked out in the first round would be an understatement. I definitely think that experience has only fueled a fire under me to really take it to these guys in the Super 8 this year.
You talk about wanting to get a few wins. Is there any special preparation that goes on behind the scenes? Because obviously, if you're going to take this thing, you have to be able to win 3 matches in one night. And most people really aren't able to do that.
Right. So obviously, cardio is the huge factor. Upping your cardio and just trying to be prepared for as much in-ring competition as you could possibly be in one day. And then also the mental factor of just, you could have 3 matches, but you don't know who those 3 will be, right? Like you have to keep an eye on all other 7 people. So the combinations of, who might be taking on who, we won't know until we see the bracket day of. So yeah, the cardio, the mental aspect, it's a lot to prepare for. I think tournaments are that unique sporting event where there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of pressure. So I'm super excited, but it is a lot to take in.
Okay, cool. Well, and it certainly is a lot to take in for sure. Fill in the blank for me, Erica. This Saturday at ECWA Super 8 in Morganville, New Jersey, tickets and information, ECWAWrestling.com. There was a dash in there, a little segue. This Saturday, people can expect from Erica Leigh blank.
This Saturday, people can expect from Erica Leigh unhinged energy, precise kicks, and holding that trophy high above her head. I'm going to do it. I'm predicting it now. I'm going all the way, Brady. I am taking that trophy home. I am winning that Super 8 tournament. And I'm not going to shut up about it for at least a year.
Okay. I love it. I love it. So once again, tickets and information for the show, ECWAWrestling.com, the Field of Eight, of course, Darius Carter, the legendary Ricky Morton. We have Travis Huckabee. We have Encore Moore, Eric Corbin, Eel O'Neill, and Fancy Ryan Clancy. And, of course, last but certainly not least, the one and only Pooper 8, Erica Leigh. Erica, thank you so much for the time. I really can't wait for this Saturday.
Brady, thank you. And same here. I'm all excitement.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, what we're going to do right now, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break on the other side. Open up the phone lines, 914-338-1885. It's in the room on the VOC Nation Wrestling Network. Be right back.